Joyous Skywing here, and welcome back to another Speed Paint! Today, we're going to be talking about this small incident that has stuck with me for years. The gingerbread incident. I don't remember how old I was at the time, but I would guess I was around 8 to 10 years old. We all had woken up in the morning, we'd all finished our breakfast, and we thought it would just be a normal day of homeschooling when Mum came up to us and said we were going to make gingerbread biscuits. And as someone who loves the ever-living heck out of gingerbread biscuits, I of course was very excited along with everyone else. We all loved to cook when we were younger, when we wanted to. Although I got sick of it after a while after I was forced to cook dinner most of the time. So we make the dough and get it ready, and we knead it up, and we put it on the bench, ready to be cut for the cookies. So we're doing our own thing using hot clover and circle cookie cutters to cut through the dough and making our beautiful gingerbread biscuits. And I was sitting around just doing my own thing, when suddenly I got an idea. I got 4 heart cookies cut out, and I got 1 circle cookie cut out, and I took the heart cookies and put their points into the circle cookies, and thus I made a little froggy! I was so freaking proud of this cookie. You wouldn't believe. Like, I made this cookie out of nowhere, and I made it on my own, and I was a happy little cinnamon roll of demon-like powers, because, to be honest, I was a little hell child when I was young. So we threw the cookies into the oven and baked them up, and now it was time to ice them. So I obviously painted mine a darker green, and I finished it. It was complete. My perfect frog. You guys, I fell in love with how well I did with this cookie. I have never been more proud than in that moment where I completed this frog cookie. After I finished, something came across my mind. My older sister always told me that I shouldn't always be in a rush and I should save things for later. I thought about this advice and decided that it would be a good idea to save my cookie and wait until I actually wanted it. To be honest, this advice I got from my sister, while well-intentioned, was probably the worst advice I had ever gotten. This advice has only had a negative impact on my life. The next day rolls around, and in the morning, after breakfast, I thought, I want my cookie now. I saved it for a while, like my sister said, and now I want to eat it. So I walked over to the cookie tin, all happy and bubbly, and opened the cookie tin. I saw a bunch of cookies that everyone else made. A heart one there, a tiger one over there. But as I sifted through the cookie tin, I couldn't find my special frog cookie. I searched through every cookie, picking them up one by one and checking, but I couldn't find it. My cookie had vanished. We had a cookie thief on the list! I walked up to my siblings, and for each sibling I asked, I went back to the cookie tin and looked through it again. Like how there's nothing in the fridge, so you open it multiple times and as if by magic something will appear. Of course, it never happened. After asking my parents and all of my sisters, I found out that my brother, the one that I hadn't asked yet, had eaten my special frog cookie. You guys, little me had a freaking meltdown. I had listened to my older sister's advice, and at the cost of my cookie, which I had spent so much time and put so much love into, I was more proud of that cookie than I would be of my art pieces later on. I have never felt so much pride into something I had created before. You guys, I was bawling my eyes out, and nothing anyone said made me feel better. It was like someone had died. I was so distraught over my frog cookie. It was my frog cookie. What have you done, brother? After a while of me literally just bawling my eyes out, my mom just said that we could have another gingerbread cookie making day because of what my brother did. And she was not willing to handle me crying and being depressed all day over a gingerbread cookie. This hurts. So we made more gingerbread cookies, and I tried to recreate the frog cookie that I was so proud of, but it didn't turn out nearly as good as the first one, and I was so sad. I ate it once it was finished because I was not about to have my cookie stolen again, even though I didn't like it as much. I ate that cookie, and it almost tasted salty with my sadness. To this day, I still bring up this story because it is so stupid for me to have reacted that way, while at the same time, I am still mad at him for eating my gingerbread cookie, even though we eat each other's stuff all the goddamn time. If there was a moral to this story, it would be yes. Sometimes you do need to be patient and save things for later, but you have to determine whether your patience is necessary or not. If you can do it now, why save it for later? Just enjoy what life you have now and what you're given now. Otherwise, it won't be there in the future. So anyway, that was the gingerbread incident. If you liked this story, feel free to check out my social medias in the description bar below, and I will see you in the next meme when I finally get it done. Bye-bye! Hoya, Joy Skyming here, and welcome back to another Speed Paint! That was awful. I don't remember how old I was at the time. Fuck off, car. And we thought it would just be a normal day of homeschooling when when Mom came up to us and said that we were going to make gingerbread biscuits. Gingerbread biscuits. Although I got sick of it after a while, after I was forced to cook dinner most of the time. So we're doing our own thing, using heart cookies, clovers, and circle cookies to cut through the dough. We're cutting through a dough. We're grabbing Chucky and we're stabbing him. Just like that bitch deserves. Hey, I want my cookie now. I saved it for a while, like my sister said. Like my sister said.